Welcome back to TCT Bass Fishing, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are back here with a new video for you guys. We haven't done one of these in quite some time, so we're locking in. We did our summer baits, we did our winter baits way back when, and now we are back around to fall, and we're gonna be doing our top 5 baits for this fall bass fishing season, man. I'm super hyped because this is a time where we get a break from the scorching heat because, man, in Texas, it is still about in the 90s every single day, but we're getting a cool front coming through next week. We're gonna be in the 80s and in the 60s in the morning, which is gonna be freaking great. I can't wait to come out here in the mornings and I'm not sweating bullets every time I throw a cast. But man, it's gonna be super fun. So without further ado, man, make sure you please like and subscribe and enjoy the video. And let's get into my top 5 baits for this upcoming fall because we have all sorts of ways to catch them, whether you're in a pond or fishing off a boat in a lake. So make sure to stay tuned and let's get to it. Let's go. Alright, and to kick things off here, at number 5 is going to be a bait that personally I like to fish mostly in the midday type area where it's freaking super hot and a lot of these fish are either rolling out deep or looking for some cover up on the bank, whether that's lily pads, lay downs, fallen trees, and things like that. And this is a bait I like to Texas rig it up on a 3/8 ounce, whether I'm in a lake like we are here or in a pond bank fishing all over the place, man. This bait is going to get it done, and that's going to be a Texas rigged. This one is a bandito bug, as you can see right here, but man, really any Texas rig type little creature or bug or crawl or anything like that really gets it done. Like I said here, man, we got a 3/8 ounce bullet weight right here, and this one normally always come on camera, lock in. There we go, 3/8 ounce little bullet weight right there. But I mean, you can go smaller as well. It kind of just depends on the size of the water. If it's like a little tiny pond, you can get a little smaller weight on there, maybe a 1/4 or not 1/4. Just a smaller weight than this 3/16 or something like that. But man, for here, for this area, I have a 3/8 ounce bullet weight on here, Texas rigged with the bandito bug. I really like this color. It's a great color, and it's just something I like to throw. Another bait I like to throw on there as well, just to switch it up, is the Googan Kraken crawl as well. This is probably my favorite crawl. But again, there's all sorts of bugs and stuff you can throw on there, but specifically my favorite one for number 5 on this list is going to be the bandito bug crawl. Pitch it around next to trees, lily pads, lay downs, all those types of things, and you will watch these bass just absolutely smoke it and engulf it, and you'll hook set them, and you'll get you some good fish. You'd be really surprised what you can get with these little creature bugs, throwing it in to the thick and the dirty stuff like that. But man, let's move on to number 4 where it really starts to heat up. Let's go. Alright, you guys, and now moving on to number 4 is going to be my 4th best bait for the fall season here, man, right outside of summer, man. This is a great bait to cover a lot of water. You could just tie it on some nice fluorocarbon, get you a nice medium heavy rod, and just let that thing sling. You could fan cast it all around your either pond or lake. Honestly, I like using this one a lot when I'm bank fishing in a pond because I can cover an insane amount of water with this bait in a pond. You could just freaking rocket that thing down the bank or whatever you want to do. Same thing in a boat, really. It's really both ways, but it just covers a lot of water and eliminates water and also gets on a lot of fish when you get a lot of reaction bites out of them. And that is going to be, in this situation here, the 6 cents Duke 65. It's a lipless crankbait. So pretty much just a lipless crankbait here is what it was going to be for number 4. This one is right here, another beautiful color from 6 cents. Absolutely love these things. These are hands down my favorite crankbait, lipless crankbaits right here. You just tie these bad boys on, like I was saying, and you just launch them down the bank, or you could fan cast this whole area behind me with these things and just go through grass. You could throw it shallow, you could throw it deep. You could throw it deep, let it sink, reel it back. You could work it just in so many ways. And one of my favorite ways is just throwing it, slow retrieve, and another way I've seen is you just rocket that thing out there again, and you just kind of slow retrieve, and then you let it sink, and then you just lift it up, and let it sink again, lift it up again, let it sink again, and just all the way back. It's just pretty cool. It covers a butt ton of water and gets you a lot of good reaction bites as well. And you can really imitate the bait fish you are targeting. There are all sorts of colors in these dang things. Those were nice little shad replicants and stuff like that there. But hands down, one of my favorite baits when the winter's coming around, and especially in the fall when they're kind of moving up more shallower, when it starts to cool down a little bit. But that's definitely going to be me for number 4. Now let's move on to number 3, where it starts to get really fun. Let's go check it out. All right, you guys, and now at number 3 is a bait that, man, I absolutely love to throw. If I could throw this bait all day, every day, I definitely would, because even if you get 1 or 2 bites on this bait, it might be the most exciting 1 or 2 bites on your entire day. It's super fun, but ideally you want to fish this bait early in the morning or really late in the afternoon. It's starting to get to that point, but mainly when the sun's going down, you want to throw this bait. Recently, I've been doing it and absolutely smacking them on it, and it's been super duper fun, I ain't gonna lie. But man, that is gonna be your nice frog right here. Man, this is a Googan poppin' frog right here. I love the eat me design on the back of this thing. It's pretty dope. But yeah, this is my favorite frog right here. I like to throw the white ones specifically. I don't know, I've just had a lot of success on them. Some people like throwing darker color ones like black and things like that, but personally I've just had a lot of success on this one. Is the bone color, I believe, but the white ones for me have done a lot of work. But how you want to rig these up, because some people don't really know what to throw these on, is what I'm trying to say. This is a 50-pound braid right here. You don't necessarily need 50-pound braid, but when you're throwing these things in the thick weeds, lily pads, and heavy grass and wood and all of those things, you want to have more than enough line strength to be able to rip it through there and not your line break off, or even just a small little fray. This can probably still hold up to the test with it being a 50-pound braid. I've never had this line snap, and I've tug-of-warred with multiple trees with this exact lineup here. But man, this is going to be a 13 fishing Omen Black. Let's see, it is a 7'4" heavy rod. You want a heavy rod because it really helps you work the action on these frogs. It really helps them walk. And a little hack I have here for these frogs too, I like to trim the little, what the heck are these called? Like, I guess you can call them skirts. I like to trim them a little bit and make them a little bit uneven. It kind of makes the weight distribution of these frogs kind of more wobbly, and it just kind of helps the action a little more. Personally, that's what I've done. That tip was passed down to me, and I've kind of done it ever since, and I personally think it works, so I'm just rocking with it, honestly, and it's really nice. But man, that's my setup for my poppin' frog. The Googan poppin' frog gets it done, I promise you that. And don't forget, you need some braid with this, because fluorocarbon or mono is going to get eaten up if you're using a poppin' frog and throwing it in the stuff you should be with your frog. But man, that's gonna do it for number, what, 3? And the next 2 baits, man, absolute fire. My favorite bait of all time is in this lineup, and it's coming up. Stay tuned. Let's go check out number 2. Let's go. All right, you guys, and number 2, we are nearing to the very end of this video already. It kind of flies by when I'm just absolutely yapping to you guys, but this is going to be number 2, my favorite bait to fish along the banks, along these grass lines, along the edges, whether you're in a pond or a lake, bank fishing, or in a boat. All of that, man, this bait will get it done. One of the most classic baits of all time, and that is going to be your spinner bait, man. This is a bait that honestly just has got it done since the very beginning of time. This is a bait that is just super reliable and super good, especially during these fall times when these fish really start to narrow down on these shad. This is a bait that will just get it done time and time again. I wish you would focus and get off my face. There we go. That's the nice Googan Zinger right there. If y'all been tuning into the channel recently, y'all saw me catch a dang near 4-pounder with this exact bait right here recently out of the boat. Honestly, I don't know, I caught it somewhere around here. It was at this exact lake, actually, with this exact bait. And man, it gets it done. It really does. I have a nice, I think 12-pound fluorocarbon or something like that with this Googan Zinger. Honestly, I probably need to change it out soon. It's starting to bend and stuff like that because we've been absolutely smoking them. But this is how you know this bait catches fish, man. Look at the head of this thing. The paint is, okay, it's on my head. Come on, brother, focus. There you go. The paint of the Googan Zinger is literally coming off. We've been catching so many dang fish on it. The Googan Zinger gets it done. The spinnerbait in general, another good spinnerbait option if you don't want to throw the Googan Zinger is a nice War Eagle spinnerbait, man. This is another bait that I love to throw. It is also a spinnerbait, quite obviously, but just a different brand, a different type of style. I love this one as well. It really gets it done. But both of them are great. Spinnerbaits in the fall, tie them on, get to casting, and catch you bass. It is literally that simple. Now, let's move on to my favorite bait all time, and I love to throw any opportunity I get. At number 1, let's go check it out. All right, you guys, and at number 1, I just made an absolute I just made an absolute ginormous order of these. I literally ordered 15 of these things the other day. They're so good. I really had to stock up for this fall because they're going to get it absolutely done. And that is going to be, at number 1, my favorite bait of all time. Drum roll. The chatterbait, man. The chatterbait gets it absolutely done. This is the Mini-Max from Z-Man, man. That just sounded weird. The Mini-Max from Z-Man, my favorite chatterbait right here. This thing absolutely gets it done. It's literally just a downsized chatterbait. And I just dropped it on the floor. My other favorite chatterbait here, just chatterbait in general, but this is the jackhammer right here. This is awesome, dude. This bait gets it done. These are about $20 a piece, so absolutely up there for pricing, but they're absolutely gas. The Mini-Max that I just showed y'all is about, I think, $8.99. But either way, one of my favorite baits all time, and it's not even close. I love putting trailers on these things, and this is the perfect trailer right here. It's the Googan Saucy Swimmer. I will always have one of these on the back of my jackhammer or Mini-Max chatterbait at all times. It's absolutely amazing. It adds so much extra action to the vibration and just gets you on a lot more fish than if you were just to fish it playing like this. I genuinely notice a difference, and I love fishing this. But y'all are probably wondering, how do you even fish a chatterbait? Well, I just like to throw it down the bank lines, the grass lines, and things like that. It's pretty simple, fairly similar to a way you'd fish a spinnerbait, quite honestly. At least that's how I fish it personally, and I find a lot of success with that, kind of keeping it close to the bank, down grass edges, and things like that. And you'll just watch fish absolutely demolish it. Throughout the summer and a few months ago, we fished the chatterbait dang near in like 5 videos straight, and we're catching them in every single video with the chatterbait. It was absolutely silly. Me and my boy Tyson were on here catching fish, and it was just a great time. But man, that's gonna do it for number 1 and my favorite bait of all time. The chatterbait, man, always produces, never fails, and personally, I'm a huge fan. But man, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another video on TCT Bass Fishing here, man. It's been a lot of fun. We've been taking a lot of time to work on our content recently and coming out here in the scorching heat, but we're finally gonna have some time to fish some normal temperatures out here in Texas, man. When the weather's starting to go down a little bit, we're gonna be able to get in the water a lot more often and not have to sacrifice dehydration every time we come out here and fish for a video. But I'm super hyped, super stoked, and I can't wait to get out here and get some topwater blowups for you guys, some chatterbait eats, some lipless crankbait eats, and all of these things. So make sure to stay tuned for the next video. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But without further ado, make sure you please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time when we come out here and talk about our next 5 baits, which will be in the winter time, peace out.